Study with Artemis, Inc. podcast. This information was produced with the assistance of AI-generated content. The Serpent in Mythology, a journey through ancient lore and literature. This presentation explores the ancient and enduring symbolism of the serpent. From the dawn of civilization to significant literary works, the serpent has permeated human consciousness, embodying a profound duality, a creature associated with both creation and destruction, wisdom and deceit, healing and poison. For millennia, this enigmatic reptile has captivated human imagination, becoming a potent symbol woven into the fabric of myths, religions, and narratives. This discussion will examine its diverse roles across various cultures and present timeless literary excerpts that illuminate its powerful presence. The duality of the serpent: life, death, and rebirth. Fundamentally, the serpent's symbolism is rooted in its natural characteristics. Its ecdysis, or shedding of skin, became a powerful metaphor for rebirth, renewal, and immortality. Its coiled form suggested cyclical time, the cosmos, and the primordial chaos from which life emerged. Conversely, its venomous bite and stealthy movement also evoked fear, representing death, danger, and temptation. This inherent duality is a primary reason for the serpent's compelling and pervasive presence in global mythology. Ancient echoes: serpents in early civilizations. Our exploration commences in the cradle of civilization. In Mesopotamia, the primordial goddess Tiamat, often depicted as a sea serpent or dragon, represented the chaotic waters of creation. Her subjugation by Marduk established cosmic order, yet her essence remained foundational. The deity Enki, associated with wisdom and water, also featured prominent serpent imagery. In ancient Egypt, the serpent was a ubiquitous symbol. The uraeus, a stylized upright cobra, adorned the crowns of pharaohs, signifying divine authority, protection, and royalty. It functioned as a fierce protector, repelling the pharaoh's adversaries. However, the serpent god Apep, a colossal serpent of chaos, perpetually threatened the sun god Ra's nocturnal journey through the underworld, embodying the forces of darkness and destruction. In ancient Greece and Rome, serpents held complex meanings. Asclepius, the god of medicine, famously bore a staff entwined with a single serpent, a symbol that persists today as the rod of Asclepius, representing healing and renewal. Yet, the monstrous python guarded the oracle of Delphi prior to its demise by Apollo, and the Gorgon Medusa's head was a terrifying mass of venomous snakes. From the Norse sagas, we encounter Jormungandr, the Midgard serpent, a colossal entity so vast it encircled the entire world, biting its own tail. Its uncoiling portends Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, embodying the cyclical nature of existence and ultimate destruction. The serpent in Abrahamic traditions: temptation and fall. Perhaps one of the most widely recognized and impactful portrayals of the serpent originates from the Abrahamic traditions, particularly the biblical narrative of the Garden of Eden. In this account, the serpent is depicted as a cunning deceiver, a tempter who instigates humanity's transgression. This narrative, found in the book of Genesis, profoundly shaped Western perceptions regarding the serpent's symbolism. We turn now to the King James Version of Genesis, chapter 3, verses 1 through 7. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, and made themselves aprons. This excerpt firmly establishes the serpent as an agent of temptation, deceit, and the catalyst for humanity's loss of innocence, thereby linking it with sin and malevolence in a significant portion of global cultures. Classical echoes: Ovid's Metamorphoses. From the ancient world, we examine the Roman poet Ovid's Metamorphoses, a foundational text for understanding classical mythology. In Book I, Ovid recounts the narrative of Apollo slaying the monstrous Python, a giant serpent born from the primordial slime following the Great Deluge. This act symbolizes the triumph of order and reason. Apollo, deity of light and music, over chaos and darkness, the chthonic python. Presented here is a passage from Ovid's Metamorphoses, Book I, as translated by Arthur Golding, 1567, describing the python. The earth that was but late with water o'erflowed, and had her slime and mud dye filth in steamy vapours throwed. To Phoebus' golden sun did bring forth sundry kins of luing things, among the which she brought forth also winds, and many other things of strange and monstrous shape. As Python was, a mighty snake whom all men did agape, and feared for his hugeness, who did all the places fill, of all the mountains that about Parnassus hill did lie, and did with terror great the new-born people fray, till Phoebus with 1,000 shafts did make him cast away his life, and with his venomed blood did fill a mighty space. This vivid description highlights the serpent's monstrous and terrifying aspect, portraying it as a force of nature that must be overcome for the advancement of civilization. The serpent in English literature, Milton's Paradise Lost. Centuries later, the biblical serpent found its most epic literary embodiment in John Milton's Paradise Lost, published in 1667. Milton reinterprets the Genesis narrative, casting Satan himself as the cunning serpent who tempts Eve. In this context, the serpent is not merely an animal but a conduit for ultimate evil, a symbol of rebellion and insidious persuasion. Consider this powerful description of Satan entering the serpent in Book 9 of Paradise Lost. Forth reaching to the fruit, she plucked, she eat. Earth felt the wound, and nature from her seat, sighing through all her works gave signs of woe, that all was lost. Back to the thicket slunk the guilty serpent, and from him received part of what he had done to demons now. His heart was chonged, and his whole shape transformed into a serpent with a forked tongue, that forked terror, and with eyes of fire, and scales of brass, and horrid crest, and all. The fiend within, and in his shape the fiend. More horrid still, for now the serpent stood erect, and with expanded wings and crest of burnished gold, and eyes of living fire, and hissing, and with forked tongue and sting of death, and all the terrors of the pit at his command, and in his power the hell of his own making, and the hell of those whom he had ruined. Milton's portrayal elevates the serpent to a symbol of cosmic malevolence, a creature of terrifying beauty and destructive intent, thereby solidifying its role as a representation of temptation and the fall from grace in Western literary tradition. Conclusion: an enduring symbol. From the protective Uraeus to the destructive Apep, from the healing rod of Asclepius to the tempting serpent of Eden, and from Ovid's monstrous python to Milton's satanic guise, the serpent remains one of humanity's most potent and paradoxical symbols. It embodies the cyclical nature of life and death, wisdom and deception, chaos and order. Its enduring presence in mythology and literature underscores the complex forces that shape our world and our understanding of morality. This concludes our exploration of the serpent in mythology. We trust this discussion has elucidated the profound and enduring power of this ancient symbol. Copyright 2025. References: The Holy Bible, King James Version. Originally published 1611. Genesis, chapter 3, verses 1 to 7. Ovid. Metamorphoses. Translated by Arthur Golding. Originally published 1567. Book I. Milton, John. Paradise Lost. Originally published 1667. Book 9.